Hello everyone, I'm Tamsin Winter. I'm the author of Being Miss Nobody. I'm actually not in a prison cell, although that probably is what it looks like. It's actually my writing room. On the wall behind me, that way, is a wall planner, which is how I plan my books, and that's a plan for my second book, which is coming out next year in 2018. But today I'm going to be reading you an extract from Being Miss Nobody. It's a story about an 11-year-old girl called Rosalind who can't speak. She gets bullied at school and she decides to speak out about what's happening to her by starting an anonymous blog called Miss Nobody. Only it all gets a little bit out of control. So I'm going to read you an extract from it today and I hope you enjoy it. I hope you're sitting comfortably. Chapter 1, Awkward Silence. I was first diagnosed as officially weird 2 years ago when I was 9 years old, but actually I'd been unofficially weird for a long time before that. My parents must have suspected it too, because we were all in the doctor's surgery and everyone was staring at me. And even though I can speak, something always happens to the words in my head in certain situations like this one, which is sometimes they disappear completely. Or too many words come into my head at once and they get into a massive muddle so I can't say any of them. Or sometimes I know exactly what I want to say, but the words get stuck somewhere and I can't get them out. And when it's really bad, it feels like my lips have actually been superglued together. So when these things happen, and they happen a lot, I can't speak, not even one word. And that's what happened in the doctors with everybody staring at me. But also it happens when I'm around people I don't know, and a lot of the people I do know, even if they aren't all staring at me. And up until this appointment with Dr. Langley, my parents thought I was just painfully shy and would grow out of it. In fact, that's what everyone thought, apart from me. Because I had known for a long time, pretty much my whole life actually, that if I can only speak normally to about 4 people in the whole entire world, that's not being painfully shy. That's being something else. So there I was, 9 years old, feeling like I must be from another planet or something, because I wanted to tell Dr. Langley everything, but I couldn't even say one word. And everything I wanted to tell her got stuck inside my head, like how I'd never spoken normally in front of anyone apart from my parents and my little brother, and our next door neighbour, Mrs. Quinney, and how much I hated school because I couldn't speak to anyone, and how my teacher, Mrs. Long, used to roll her eyes whenever I couldn't get my words out, how she would point at me and say, "What's the answer to number 3, please?" And even though I knew the answer, I could never say it because it was like someone had taken a pair of scissors from the wooden block on the windowsill and chopped my voice out. So I would sit there, petrified, looking at the floor, with Mrs. Long repeating my name and clicking her fingers, saying, "I know you know the answer, just say it." And I wished there was some way for me to disappear like Alice down the rabbit hole. But classrooms don't have rabbit holes, so I had to sit there with a ball of panic inside my head, wondering why I can't be like everybody else and just say it. So that's why I was sitting in the doctor's not able to say anything, not even an easy thing like my own name, which is Rosalind, by the way, but obviously everyone already knew that. And my little brother Seb kept wandering around pulling his pants down, which I thought was a much weirder thing to do in front of people than not speak. But Mum said nothing about that and said, "Why is she so shy, Doctor? Why won't she speak to people?" And everyone stared at me again, puzzled, like they were sharing the room with some kind of alien species. I just went bright red and stared at my shoes. I do this a lot. So it was me who got the "I'm afraid there's definitely something wrong with her" diagnosis, and my little brother who got the "I'm brave" sticker. If Dr. Langley had "I'm weird" stickers, she would probably have given me one of those, but considering I already felt like I've been wearing one my whole life, I didn't exactly need it. We left Dr. Langley's room that day in a totally awkward silence, and maybe all a bit disappointed that she didn't have some kind of special medicine to make my voice appear whenever I wanted to. But Dad held my hand, and I carried on staring at my shoes the whole way out. In the car, on the way home, Seb was going on about the biggest ever dinosaur fossil that had just been discovered in Argentina. It had a special name, but I can't remember what it was. I was too busy worrying about other words I'd heard for the first time that morning, and I didn't understand, like disorder and hypersensitivity and psychologist and anxiety. They flickered in my head as trees and houses and pavements scrolled past the window and big raindrops ran down, distorting everything. And I wondered, if I'm not just painfully shy, or totally weird, or an actual alien, what am I? Okay, so that was chapter 1 of Being Miss Nobody. If you want to find out more about it, or if you want to find out more about my next book, you can go to www.tamsinwinter.com. I hope you enjoyed it. See you soon.